But one important thing here is a lot of people don't know, because a lot of people who study Chinese myths or ancient Chinese story or legends say that the creator of human being, of Chinese people, called the Nüwa, she's one of them. The legends of Pangu is not the end yet. Every part of his body transformed to be the mountain, the ocean, the forest, the rock, the wind, the cloud, the thunder, everything. Then the microorganisms on his body, there's millions of microorganisms on his body, just like us. Right now, we still have all bacterial, fungus, all the microorganisms live with us. Yeah, we live in peace. So all this microorganism on the surface of the body, or even inside his body, transform to be living creature, but all on the surface one transform to be the first group of human beings. So another creator, that's a goddess Nüwa, used the mud to make human form, bearing in the goddess picture, image. That's another legend. That's a long time after Pangu created the whole universe. So when Pangu created the whole universe, transformed to be the whole universe, from personal God transformed to be impersonal God. The first group of humans were transformed from the microorganism in his body. This happened long time after that. So many of you don't know it, right? It's a different dimension, different timing. Okay, now let's get into this divergent thinking. Or we need to have a paradigm shift or cognitive flexibility, a big enough cognitive flexibility. In Chinese myth or Chinese theology, there's a transformation from personal God to impersonal God, or from this group of a concept of a God to this group of concept of God, or this type of God to this type of God, no matter what you think. This is unique to my humble opinion, to my limited knowledge. I think this is the only one. Not just a legend, because there's another statement from Dao De Jing, Dao De Jing, Lao Tzu, in the first chapter and the first sentence of Dao De Jing said, Dao Shen Yi, Dao create number one. And the number one split to two. One split to two. Number one, in our class we said, number one of the most important meaning of number one is Dao, because that's the road, that's the avenue, that's the highway, that's the one way. One split to two, and this is heaven, this is the earth. Remember, when you have heaven and earth, when you have a sky and earth, then at the same time, you have human. Along with human, when yin and yang interact with each other from different perspective, along the millions and millions of years, millions of life, a million of matters created. San, number three, Shen, create millions of other things, including living thing and non-living thing. But actually in traditional Chinese philosophy, everything, even rock, has spirit, has life. Everything has life. But human bear the form of higher deity or God or goddess, whatever you call. So you see their legends or myths or theology meet. But if you combine the statement from Lao Tzu with the creation myth or theology of Pangu, you see in Chinese culture, these two things emerge to each other, just like yin transformed to be yang, and yang transformed to be yin. They are one. So 1 equal to 2. One finger you have yin side and yang side, And 2 equal to 1 because it has only 1 finger. If you cut it, it's the dead finger. This side is yang, and this side is yin. Yin side means you have form. You have fixed form. Just like when Pangu enlarged his body, separate heaven and earth. People cannot see heaven, even cannot clearly see the air in the sky. Right? But on earth, soil, the land, the rock, it's solid, it can be touched, can be seen, can be felt. That's the yin part. But when Lao Tzu talked about the Dao, created 1, 1 split to yin and yang, 2 split to 3, then go on to millions, billions of life and beings. That's more like theoretical. You understand it, and you cannot touch it. That's yang side. Yin and yang always transforming to each other. They are 2 sides of the same token. Chinese theology or Chinese myth or Chinese philosophy are both personal God way of thinking and also impersonal God or point of view. It's just 2 sides of the same token. So in that sense, go back to the question of the student. So why it is the male form, not a female form? It doesn't really matter because they're transforming. Or in Chinese myths, the god or goddess doesn't really have the fixed appearance. They choose to appear, to show as a male picture or a female picture. That's all.